For the listener's discretion, this podcast contains strong language and adult themes that may not be suitable for children. These are not the views of the radio station or its affiliates.
Can we stop the arguing? Can we take a moment where we can calm down? It's just so exhausting. Swinging in the wind, going round and round. I know that we won't say sorry. You beg and I plead, but my heart can't beat until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations, baby. I see me addressing you. Let me put the smile right onto your face, tracing every inch of you. Using my tongue to find your happy place. I know that we can't play naughty. You beg and I plead, and you pull my heartstrings until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations, baby. Until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Moni. Look, came in hot on me. I was watching the numbers and it still came in hot. Doesn't matter. You're never expecting it. You're never expecting it. So you guys see it scrolling at the bottom. Those of you who can see, and when I say you can see, I mean that you're watching us. Nothing personally can you see. I'm not saying that because we have listeners, guys. We have listeners, WUBI Ubiquity Radio. Thank you for tuning in. And then sometimes people just listen to the podcast, even though they have the option to watch it. True, false. Absolutely. They just listen. So if you're listening, you can't see what's scrolling across the bottom. So, guys, that's why I usually read it. Okay. I understand that everyone else can read and they can see it, but that's why I do that. So we have a great show lined up for you tonight with our platinum guest, honey, Miss Martha Howard. Now, you will not see this on her webpage unless she starts to use it. This is a name that I gave her affectionately, the Curl Whisperer, the Queen of Curls. Okay, I did that. Y'all know I like to get some names out. All right, you know I like to get down to the crux of it. She is the Curl Whisperer. She is, and you'll find out more. And look, if you've been watching the promo and you've gone over to check out her pages, you know why she's the Curl Whisperer. You know, just by looking at her page. Okay, let me just say that I've been knowing Miss Martha for a very, very, very long time now. I'm glad I can add all those berries in there. She is a fantastic person, just herself, period. And she's a fantastic stylist and educator. Okay. So you can go there and get you some education too. We're going to talk more to her. We're going to bring her on here sooner or later for you. But I'm excited. I'm excited to have everyone else here. So thank you so much for tuning in with us today. I do appreciate that. And we'll take that on from down there and let you know that we're going to get the show started. All right. Now you're like, who is that chair for, Moni? Moni, I saw that chair. This isn't how the show was going before you left for whatever your excursion was. I know. Things change up or whatever. The chair is just there because I want you to feel welcome. I want you to think somebody's going to walk in here. You're going to be like, is Martha going to be there in person? Is she going to be right there with Moni? Maybe, maybe not. One day there might be a guest that's right here that comes into, look, you know what, Moni? No, I'm not going for it. I'm going to come to your studio and be there for the show. We're going to see how that works. Okay, Facebook user, hello, hello. Let me guess, because there are a few people who like to go over to the lounge. I can see Martha down in my virtual waiting room, and I think she put her glasses on the exact same time that I put mine on to be able to read what you guys are saying. That's hilarious. I looked, oh my gosh, she is shadowing me there. So, Facebook user, please put your name at the end of what you type so we can see who it is. Otherwise, go over to our Going Down the Mic Facebook page, and then I bet your name will show up there. I bet you'll show up there. Either or, comfortable however you do it. But I like to see your face or at least your avatar and say your name on air. And I'm sure you'd like that too. But if you like to stay anonymous, go ahead, go with it. But I got some of you guys' questions also that you have for Miss Martha today. I was just getting ready to go over some of them when I looked at the time and said, Martha, we got to go. We got to get on air, girl. We have to make it happen. So I didn't prep her for these questions, guys. I am 100% sure that she's ready for them. They're nothing too difficult. They're not like state board questions or anything like that. However, okay, Sally says, I'm not in the lounge, but can you see my post? I'm having issues lately. No, your your issues are private, Sally. They're private today because I can see your avatar and I can see your name. Look at that. I know that's Sally. You're on the one. You're on the one with it. So whoever the other Facebook user is, by all means, please, if you like to put your name, by all means. Otherwise, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So for the show today, all things curls around the world. Okay. Um, you guys, if you've watched me long enough, I've been natural for a long time. You didn't know the wig bandit of me. You never knew that Moni. Um, some of you may, most of you do not. If you look at some pictures, you'll catch some of me and my various wigs and personalities. That's why I love my wigs. That's why I love the natural hair. I feel like the versatility when I hear someone's getting ready to do a big chop. And guys, hopefully you know what that means, big chop. For women, what it means we're going to just go, just cut, just cut it off. Cut it off. Now, it doesn't mean to the scalp all the time. We have our limits as to what the big chop is, but it's a big chop. Just take one big chop across, whatever it is, so I cannot turn back to whence I was. That is the point. Chop it, and then we'll move forward from there. So, when you do a big chop to go natural, because a lot of times you have to, because if you're using a relaxer and relaxer makes your hair straight, and with curly hair people, and you want to go natural, then you just have like these straight little looks. My grandmama, not my grandma, my godmother used to say, looks like cat been sucking on your hair. If y'all old enough, I'm sure you all heard that one too. Look like a cat been sucking on your hair. Now, you all have seen cats. You know what stuff looks like when they start sucking on stuff. So, okay, you be like, oh, I knew Jackie hit. Okay, I'll stop right there. But that's what that saying means. And that's what that would look like when you go natural and you're trying to, then have all the relaxer stuff on the end. Those ends are straight. So you cut that stuff all out. Just go I was going to say go African. Just go African. Oh, it came out so naturally. Go African. Yes, whatever you want to call it, go natural. Whoa, did you all feel it? Let me take my glasses off. It did. It just go African came out and I think because with myself and my own hair and my own journey with my hair from family on up in my family, uh, natural was not the thing to do. It still isn't. If you go listen to my mama and my auntie now, and they're like, "Oh, your hair nappy," that's what you hear. "Oh, your hair bad," that's what you hear. "Oh, girl, do something with that." That's what you hear. You ain't gonna get in that kitchen, straighten that kitchen up. So now let me uh translate that. So in Black culture, your kitchen is the back of your head, back here, back that leads down to the nape, back to the neck, all of that area. That's your kitchen. And when you got to clean up your kitchen, you got to get the little curly hairs, the naps from back there. Okay, these are the affectionate words that are used within our household. Sometimes hollered out the front door, but used in our household. And so you initially thought, this is negative, very, very negative. when in all actuality, this is very, very strong. Okay. Because I can remember being a young child and I can remember the stories of my mother saying how many combs she broke in my head as a young girl, before putting relaxers and all that other type of stuff in there. She was like, "Oh, I had to throw some relax in your hair before you was 1 year old." What? Yeah, it happened. She did it. She did do that. She did because she just had no clue what to do with my head. And this was the 70s, y'all, because I'm 51. So I was born in 72. So, I'm sure bell bottoms were still clicking and the pros were still going, but my mom was not happy. Okay. She was having none of that. She wanted to be manageable. And you do have to take your time and, deal with some things when you want to style or want a certain look for a natural. Okay. And there's so many looks and so many styles, guys. The versatility is off the hook, off the hook. When Martha gets on, if I remember, I'll tell a story. Just when Toy and I were recently up in Prescott, and right before I hipped her on to the suggestion of products that Martha gave to me for my hair. So just remind me, y'all, Sally, Martha, whomever, just remind me because I want you to see the difference. And if you look at some of the pictures now with Toy and look at mine, just because our hair textures are different, how that product responds differently in our hair. Same product, two different hair textures, what it does in them. Still, we both love it because this is what mine does and that's what hers does. And I love mine. Okay. Because mine is straight out of the tribe. Lost Tribe of Shabazz is what I used to tell people. That's where my hair is from. Lost Tribe of Shabazz. Only thing straight on me, only hair that's straight on me is my eyebrows. That's it. Everything else is kicking back on you. It's going to cause you some to use your brain and some muscle, and that's fine. So we're going to go through that because also what I remember in beauty school, a lot of Caucasian parents come in, or we'll say mothers, not too many of the fathers, but were coming in of the foster children that they had who had natural hair. They were little black little girls. They had natural hair and they just had no clue what to do with it. And a lot of times because it hadn't been combed on a regular basis, they considered that they were tenderheaded. Okay. That's something else we say, "Oh, I'm tenderhead." Now, a person's perception is their reality. If you believe your head or your scalp is hurting from me combing it, okay, you believe that. However, it is from lack of combing that your scalp has really not been stimulated enough. And then they've let you get away with that for far too long. That's a personal and professional mixed together. I'm going to let you know that. Personal and professional mixed together. But you do need to stimulate the scalp. It stimulates growth, the blood flow and oxygen to the scalp, which you need for hair growth, because a lot of people forget the hair grows from inside out. They just think, "Oh, it's out here." No, it comes from inside. So what you put in your mouth and your body and on it on the outside also, but inside your body too, will help either facilitate it or stop it. One or the other. One or the other is going to happen there. So again, all things hair and curls. I'm just so geeked to get her on here. And I think I see her taking some notes, which I love because that means she said yes. So that means, look, she's coming to whisper on you. She is coming to whisper on. I'm going to give her another minute or so, and then we're going to bring her in the house. And she's smiling because this is her passion. Okay. As stylists, again, there are so many areas that you can go into and you can find your niche. And she's found hers. And when I was thinking of curls, and then I was like, "Oh, Martha," because this is what she does. This is what she does day, night. Now, doesn't mean she doesn't do all types of hair or whatever it may be. This is her specialty. This is what she eats, drinks, and sleeps, those curls. I'm just letting you know. Since the day I met her, that's okay. And that's been a long time. And she was doing a long time before that. So the sister is a guru in it. Martha, are you ready to come on in here with us and talk to the people about that? Hold on, because now I after my last guest co-host, she has me into this. I have to play my music to bring you in. You got Martha, right?
Hey. I like that intro.
Thank you, thank you,
I
thank you.
like that.
For giving my guests a look.
I love the first song. What was it? The Vibrations. Love
Oh,
that song. I listened to that in my studio on because I listen to Pandora and on the adult R&B, and I've heard that one before. That song is fire.
I actually met him in cosmetology school also. Yeah.
What?
Had no clue he could even hum. No clue. No clue. And so
I know.
once we were deep into doing the show, and then something went across with his, I'm like, what music? You know, I'm thinking I'm gonna hear some funk. You know,
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Blown away by his music, by the music videos, his professionalism. I was dancing, I'm like, really? We've gone out on many drinking nights. You kept this from me. But yeah, I'm glad. We have it there for people to go ahead and check him out because that song is the bomb. He has a lot of other music that's really good. Really good. So definitely on every platform he's out there. So go check him out. Let's see what Sally here. How to stimulate.
Take my glasses off.
Right. All day I'm back and forth with them on.
I know. I will put them on again when I have to look at my notes.
She put a link up here for how to stimulate scalp for black hair. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. And she says, good evening, Martha.
Hello. Hi, Sally.
Sally is our director of research. She is the one who I said, yes, if there's anything you do not want to talk about, tell me now. And Sally, I do ask that at least, I think, 3 times in the process, maybe 4, and with them signing up and coming on to the show. Because if you find something and put it out there like, oh no, I didn't want that page. I'm like, look, I asked 4 times. Is there anything? So I don't ever want to be accused of being like, you just set me up. No. We're here to make everybody look good.
Yeah.
Is there anything that should not go up here? Because Sally will find it. Lord have mercy. She will find it and put it up there. Find it. Just tell the people more about you. So tell the people give them your brief bio of why I call you the Curl Whisperer, but of your experience and everything.
Of my experience. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I would have come to your studio. I would have sat right in that chair. Maybe next time we'll plan it. So, but and give me a chance to see you in person because it's been forever since we've seen each other. So how I got started? Well, tell everybody, I am a hairstylist. I've been doing hair for about 33 years now. And recently, I would say about 6 years ago, I got into curls. But previous to that, I've been rocking my natural curl like before it was even popular. And that was just by fluke. I would relax my hair, but I would wait 3 months, stretch it out, sometimes 4 or 5 months, to touch it up. Because, as a hairstylist, I was pretty savvy about blow drying and, smoothing out my hair. And then one time I was at a salon I worked at, there's a stylist that said, because, I didn't want to blow it out. And I asked her to shampoo me and she can blow dry me. And she said, yeah. So she said, why are you straightening your hair? Your curl is so pretty. Why don't you wear your hair curly? And I said, well, never even thought about it because it's beautiful when it's wet. And after that, it kind of frizzes up, froze out. And she says, well, there's a product called gel to use. Now, she didn't have curly hair. She was of Latina, descent. So that just stuck with me. So that's when I kind of started playing with gels. I didn't like the crunch. So I would mix it with leave-in conditioner or leave a little bit of conditioner in my hair. Back then there wasn't any education for it. So I just kind of had to learn by trial and error. So fast forward to about, 2014 or so, I was at a family reunion and my cousin, who I have we do a little side business where we do a little bit of Zoom. We are called the Natural and Professional. She was going natural. So she was embarking in her journey. And so I'm looking, so not trying to offend her. I was like, so what's happening, cuz? What you doing with your hair? So she's like, I'm not doing a big chop. I'm growing it out. I'm growing my relaxer out. I'm growing out my color. I'm like, okay, all right. So fast forward, that was 1 year. And then the next year she was fully natural and she had, like went to Diva Curl salons and found a stylist. And then she kind of went further in her journey, and she found a stylist who started Cut It Kinky and I Am Black Girl Curls. And she had been telling me, she said, you really need to look at my hairstylist. You need to follow her. You need to follow her. She's doing big things with like curly hair, tight curly hair. And like I said, up until then, there wasn't much education for curly hair, let alone tight curly hair. Diva Curl did start with it, and We Dot and other artists that did, but they were doing the looser curls. The loose curls, like the wavy, to like curly. But as far as like the kinky curl, like the tight curl, which has been termed that negative term of nappy. No one was doing that. But then they started it. So I started my education with them in like 2019 and haven't looked back.
No, you haven't, honey. No, you haven't. And it was so needed. I mean, initially, I think the focus went to you had your mixed girls. You know what I mean? And that's what the market hit with, because you had, like I said, you had so many Caucasian families that now had this mixed element in it, and they didn't know what the heck. Whether you're on visitation day or whether you're adopting or fostering or whatever, and they're like, what?
Yes.
And of course, our crown is our glory. And especially at a younger age, we don't realize it. But that's why people, they see that and then they tease you and your heart hurts, because this is your crown.
Right. And even when you're referring to like being told as a child that the nappy hair, or you need to get that kitchen in check, they weren't trying to be mean to us. It was just something where they're only like terms of endearment, not really that, but just to kind of keep us in check.
Right.
Teaching us how to groom ourselves.
Exactly. And at that time, that you're correct. It was passed down. It was, what they did. And don't get me started, because I'll get into the Black education right quick.
We can, I can go there with you. So we won't go that route.
Playing the dozens, had his purpose and his ruling for back then, but those things slipped through, and then we kind of use them in the wrong way now. But no, that meant you had some strong hair, baby. Like that nappy hair, this stuff right here, not so much aged and took me down some. However, what I'm saying is I want you all, young girls especially, and the older ones too, if you're feeling like your stuff is not, this is nappy, good, strong. As I said, to the tribe of Shabazz, absolutely, the warriors, because they know ready to break that, you're going to break it. And that's the way your hair should be when it's healthy. Right. And I mean, you're the pro at this, the curl whisperer. You tell them, like, because if I came in there and then someone else came in, you could tell us the same product, but it's used differently, correct?
Correct. But it also depends on your texture. Now, many people today, there's a lot of echo I'm hearing. Is there something I can do on my end?
Let's see. Do you still hear it?
No, a little bit. Okay.
Right there.
I still hear it a little bit.
Let's see. How about now?
Well, let's see. It's still. Okay.
Okay. Let's see if that'll get us.
Should I take my headphones out?
Oh, do you have your headphones in?
Yeah.
Let's see what you get for taking them out. Or do you have any other tabs up?
Just my phone. Okay.
Is that better?
A little bit.
All right.
Still a little bit.
I'm clicking on
I'll go and I'll try to ignore it best I can.
All right, I'm clicking.
So
while you're doing.
What's that?
I said I'm clicking on some things over here while you're doing that.
But then when you do that, I can barely hear you.
Okay, how about that right there?
A little bit more.
You hear me now? What about there?
You're still real quiet.
Real quiet?
Real low.
How about that?
Okay. A little bit better.
Right there?
That's perfect.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Let me see if I can Exit out of the full screen and then adjust my speaking. Come on, get out of there. Sorry, everybody. Come on. Gotta put the glasses on so I can see the hidden icons. Here we go.
And while she is,
Okay.
you got it.
How's that? I think that's a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay.
For you.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
So what I was saying, our texture. So the companies today, when you look at curly hair, when you see advertisements, either online, publications, TV, or whatever, they're saying textured hair. But that's really what they're describing is a curl pattern. So there are many different sizes of curls. So you have them like some curls that are as large as like a Coke bottle, and some that are small or even smaller than like a coffee stirrer. So you can't confuse texture with curl pattern. So within the African American community, tight curls, we always had the the illusion that, girl, I broke like 4 or 5 combs on that child's hair. Their hair was breaking too. And reason why I was taking notes is when you were talking about, your history when you were like younger, and also going back to cosmetology school, the lack of combing, meaning that the hair wasn't combed enough. True, and that is also true because there's like many different shedded hairs that don't get a chance to shed all the way throughout our hair, and onto the floor. Like straight hair, you see that the hair is going to shed and it's going to be evident because you're going to see the floor with it.
Right.
You would see the floor with it when we have relaxers, definitely see the shedded hair coming out because it's a lot easier for that hair to like zip through, and it doesn't get caught or entangled with the other curls. So, and then also what was happening with our moms and our grandmothers is they didn't have the understanding of how to properly detangle. So they would take that comb and they go right up there, and all of our heads would be like falling, like with their exertion. But the proper way to do it is to start from the ends and get the ends to tangle and work your way up. So
absolutely.
And so with tight curls, our hair is a lot more fragile. It's strong, but then it also is fragile. So,
and is that because of the ringlets?
It's because of the ringlets, but then the texture, meaning what we got to go back to what texture is. Texture is the width of a hair strand, the circumference of a hair strand, and it's either categorized fine, medium, or coarse. So when you have a fine strand, the cuticle is going to be about 5 to 7 layers of cuticle. Medium is going to be about 12 to maybe 14. And coarse is going to be 16 to 20.
Wow.
And when you have a gray strand, like people with gray hair, when they say they can't move with their hair, it's so wiry. Well, there's been more cuticle layers added.
And that's what gives it the untangled.
That dryness, that wiry,
only go this way type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are things that you have to,
text me that information instead of putting it up there on the thing, please. But the thing that I think a lot of people, because I'm remembering myself, and then I'm remembering myself at cosmetology school, I'm remembering myself with friends and whatnot, when they see a big bush, and I say bush because I'm using just layman's terms, a big bush of hair come in that's tight and everything, they don't know where to begin. And I know you're saying just with detangling, but with a 4C curl that's had matting and different things like that, what do you suggest? Because like I said, I've seen the individuals come in with foster children or children they've adopted, and the hair hasn't been combed in forever, and now it's starting to mat in certain areas and whatnot. So now I may know the answer, but I'm saying it for the other people. Do you just cut it all off, or do you take your time in order to get that detangled? And how do you do that? Or is it just best to go to a professional?
I usually suggest I take my time with it. Normally, people would do a consultation first, and whether they're in person or virtual, and I will first, introduce them to the products, and I'll tell them a little bit about their hair, their basic essentials, which is their texture, understanding their surface texture, and understanding their density, and getting the history of like what they've been using on their hair. Because a lot of times they've been using a lot of oils and butters that are like blocking water hydration from penetrating and getting through the hair. And so after they do that, it's called like basically a 30 days to detox their hair using different products. However, in a situation when they have a child coming in, I will try to hit that hair with water and shampoo it and try to show the mother how to like start detangling, which you can start the process in shampooing. Because, as the hair just like starts to kind of like elongate with the water, and then you add the shampoo, and I first apply the shampoo on the ends, and I try to keep that hair, try to move it into elongation state, and try to like gently start separating it, which is like the first stage of detangling.
There was something else that you said, and it was right at the beginning.
The sound went really low. Hello?
It was something that you said, and I should have written it down myself at the very beginning. That was really, really poignant. Christmas. Now I can't remember. That's the bad part of being on here by myself. Now I can't remember what that was, but it was a key fact and something that you were talking about with the hair. It'll come back to me. But let the people know. Consultation. You mentioned consultation. You described consultation. So the address to your shop is probably at the bottom, which is Marvelous You Style Salon.
And wait, let me interject. Let me interject. That's the wrong address. I moved from that. I'm at a different salon suite now.
Is it the same address, just a different salon?
No, it's a different address.
Okay. You want to type it into our chat over there, and then I'll copy it.
Oh, sure.
That down so we can get them to the right location.
Okay, let me exit the screen. Glasses going back on, y'all. Private chat. Go up to the private chat, right?
And so, guys, what I was saying was the consultation part of it. Because one of the questions, where is it? That I'll throw up here for but for Martha. How do I select a good hairstylist that can style and cut my hair, my curly hair, correctly? Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. I hear that just out and about all the time.
Best thing to do is to do your research, and like a lot of people, they see that I've like done my training with Cut It Kinky. You want to look for that. There's like Rezo, if they've like had some form of training with the curl companies, Diva Curl still, even though they had a lot of bad press about a year ago or so about their products, they still teach how to cut curly hair. There's WeDot. There's one other one, but I can't think of it right now. But there's many. So you want to look for somebody that's doing something like that, and then you look at their social media with their pictures, and see what how the different styles that they're showing up on their Instagram, their Facebook, or TikTok. And if those curls, if that speaks to you, then there you go. Do you reach out to them, however, email them or text them, and then you follow that particular stylist's protocol. So what I usually like to do is do a consultation, because a lot of times people will say to me like, well, my hair is curly and everything. They come in and I'm seeing some straight ends, and they want their hair to look like this. They'll show me most times a picture of like, who I've cut, on my Instagram page or something else. Pinterest is a good place too. So yeah, that's what I would recommend.
And so, because a lot of times, your regular day-to-day stylist has not taken those courses. So
Right.
then would suggest possibly going to a specialist for that cut. And then if you want to resume your regular programming of whatever it may be with your regular stylist that may not be as educated or skilled in cutting curly hair.
Yes. I mean, if you are curly like 90% of the time, you pretty much would want to stay with that person that cuts curly hair. Because at some point in time, it's like going back and forth, like straightening out your curls. I mean, it's good for like a special occasion, like if you do that once a year or so. But if you do that too much, then you're going to your curls are going to be affected. They're going to get stretched, and they're going to, possibly get to the point where they're straight. So you'll see a difference in curls. So one curl may like towards the root area, nice and curly, but then as you move out towards the ends, you'll see a little bit of damage that the iron has, or the blow drying.
So straightening your hair can eventually destroy or at least mess with your curl pattern.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just remember what they told us in beauty school. There's two ways to straighten hair: chemically and physically.
Yes.
Physically, you got that heat, but you also you're using your the motion of your hand, and you're using that tension that you're pulling that hair.
And we really do pull when we're
Yeah, we do. Because we want that hair. You want to get that hair as flat as possible.
There you go. Put that over.
Back to the echo. Can you guys hear me echo or no?
Yeah. She's messaging me because she's on YouTube. She can.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna back off of that some with the mic. Not sure, but just know that the clean version won't have any of that. It's like it would happen. That's why I don't get too worried about it. However, okay, back to some of the other questions.
Okay.
That was a good one, and that touched in on a couple of things right there when you talked about, okay, you may have to find a new stylist. Because you say you want to stick with them, but do your research. And she gave some pretty good taglines in there where you can go and research as far as for a good background on your stylist for curly hair.
Also me, I mean, well, for stylists, if stylists are interested, in learning, I've thought about doing a little bit of one-on-one, education. You come in and spend the day with me.
I'll bring that up also because bring up your Instagram a little bit because it does show. Pull this over here. It does show. And there's your Instagram right there, guys. So make sure that you go and follow her on Instagram if you're not already doing it. But like right here, this was a demo you were doing. It was for breast cancer, something with breast cancer. You were demo right there in your salon for it. So when you speak about demos and speak about, I'll talk to you kind of one-on-one. She isn't just making that up, guys. Look at this. Look at this on here. I mean, you see her assistant, whomever it may be, they're dividing little sections of the curls and showing different things there. So, again, this is her passion. This is her wheelhouse right here, honey. You're dealing with the right person. So I looked at this also on your Instagram page because I go and I stalk. I am a stalker when I'm looking through your stuff. And this one I love also. Many clients come wanting the most from gray coverage, like we were talking about earlier, that gray hair, that wiry old gray hair that they get all of it. However, it's important to ask the right questions to determine what will best for them and their lifestyle. That's stylist 101. You got to ask the questions because you
do. Because that particular stylist, she told me that she's been out of the country for 6 months and is back, but still planning to go back, to the Dubai. And she wanted highlights, she wanted to cover the gray. And I said, well, let me ask you this, are you willing to maintain it? If you're not going to come see me, have you found somebody over, in Dubai, and are you going to do that? And she said, well, what does that mean? Because I've done her color before in the past. I said, well, you remember how you had to come in pretty often. She says, oh, no. Yeah, I'm going to travel. So I said, well, you know what? Your gray, the way it's like placed, it's beautiful. I think that we can highlight something by just showcasing your natural God-given, highlights. And then I suggested, let's do like kind of like a semi-permanent, demi-permanent. So when it starts to fade, you're good.
Right.
You're okay
So
with it. And gave her a nice cut. She does not she's natural, so she's relaxer free, but some clients are not ready to embrace their natural curl.
that is beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And you didn't set her up to fail, just to put more money in your pocket. I'm just going to say it like it is. Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that's how I roll, because that a lot of times we're concerned, is this stylist just going to tell me something to upsell just to put some more money in their pocket? Are they really with what's going to happen to my hair? How am I going to look next month or whatever, And
Right.
prime example. No, this is lifelong. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you found someone over there, by all means, but make sure, because this is what's going to happen. Remember when we're in here and it takes, when your hair grows or your hair does A, B, and C, you want them to remember all of those things when they're making these decisions on what they're going to do with their hair. When you dye your hair red and it's not semi-permanent or temporary, now you're like, uh-oh. And I have a job now that says you can only have natural colors or whatever it is, and you have blue in there and whatnot.
Right.
So remember all of these things when making those decisions, because then your suggestion might be clip-ins, might be just a temporary color or something, because you want to protect the integrity of the hair. Why go and blow out your cuticles when you don't have to?
Right. Exactly.
So,
Now, and also in reference to like finding a stylist, sometimes if you have a good relationship with your stylist, and if they're interested in learning, maybe they may be encouraged to go get training, for it if they want to.
absolutely.
So I've had a couple of stylists that I know that they say like, well, it ain't rocket science, to do what you're doing with curls and everything. No, it's not rocket science, but there is a method behind the technique that you have to learn.
Absolutely.
Not like what I'm going to use on this client. I'm not going to use that on my next client, that is a tight curl,
And
but there are some people who have like, because she's like, like a wavy, you can see her hair was straight. But I got curl, because you can, by like really working with the product and diffusing her hair and bringing like curl back to life.
And if you guys can't see up close on here, what it was is that it looks as if her hair was straight, question mark, check again. To give your fine, low density, loose curls some love.
Wavy, yeah.
So, I mean, and it was awfully straight, like the cat had gotten to it. Okay.
You and the cat.
I'm just saying that's just a great description that from back in the old days they used to use, and I'm like, yeah, that's a fact. It does look like that, but look at it there. She put her fingers through it, and just all of that. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And this young lady right here, this cut or trim that you do in style, I love, 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 because a lot of times people with this curly hair, they want this look. And they go to someone and they end up with their hair as short as mine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There's cut the curl. It's very scary. Very
so
scary.
This is a segue into like cutting. Like if you take like an inch off of like certain like tight curls, that can like feel like 2 inches. So that's why I say it's a must that you receive training for like cutting curly hair, because you have to go with the tension of the hair, because you have to be very cognizant of the elasticity. Thank you, Sally. Absolutely. The elasticity is what gets you, and the shrink value. Everybody has different shrink value, and then you have to like know, you have to have a general aesthetic of how you want to show up. This client here, she likes real big full hair.
So good.
She's of Latina descent, so she likes real big. She wants it to be big where it can't even fit in the doorway. Big. Whereas, but some African American women, they don't like that. They don't want it big. They don't want it to fro out. So you have to. Do you like? I usually ask clients, do you want definition and to be flat, or do you want to be like defined but big, and you don't mind a little bit of intentional frizz, is what I like to call it.
Intentional frizz.
Intentional frizz. Yep.
I like that word, and I think
You see how
that
you
said.
Yeah. So you see how hers, before I cut it, she set. But then as I got, through her cut and like fluffed it out even more, you see the curl pattern, but you see how like a little bit of some frizz, but the curl is there.
But her frizz looks good.
Yes, so that's intentional frizz.
Yeah. So okay, I want to know the secret to it, but you don't have to tell me the secret to it because that could be Martha's whispering secret. So you just you got to sit in my chair to have it. Can't know it, you just have to experience it.
I love the nickname you gave me, Moni.
Look,
the curl whisperer. I like that.
Well, you're more than welcome to go ahead and take that and roll with it. I give out
Yeah.
from the heart. I give them out from the heart, and I definitely mean that. Like you are thebomb.com when it comes to this. Let me let you know. And so now this one right here, I think good information. How do you know it's time for a shape up with tight curls?
With tight curls, I'll show you on my hair. I'll show you on my hair.
Okay, wait.
So if everybody can see, I'll move a little bit closer. So you'll start to feel it. You'll start to feel how thick the strand feels. And then as it gets to the ends, you can sometimes feel like a little fairy knot or ball. And that's usually like the shedded hairs that are like sticking together. Or you can see can you see that? That's where my hair is split on the ends. You can see like right there. So I definitely need a trim. Can you see these little split ends? Can you tell?
No, they can't. I know.
You can't see. You can't see. Okay. So I'll try to explain it. You basically take a strand, and it's more of a fill, and you have to observe it too. So I usually just go through, and then I try to gently stretch the curl out, like on the ends, not to disturb the whole set. And then as I'm stretching the ends, I'm seeing, kind of pulling it and just letting that hair live right where it wants to live. And then I see what needs to be taken. And we know what a split ends look like, curly, wavy, straight. And then I just take that and I just cut it. Now, if I feel like if I have to take more off, then I let the client know, before I even cut. I'm like, okay, so you want to do this, but this is what your hair is saying, what needs to come off. So, will you be okay with that, comfortable with that? And they're usually okay. Some are still kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't want to go that super short. So again, same thing with this client. She wanted it, big and round and full. So I'm noticing that a lot of the younger African-American girls, they're wanting that, defined fro. They want it, big and defined. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, I think they go with if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big. And they take it all the way to the hill. And I love it. Absolutely. Gosh, look at those curls. Look at those curls.
That's my cute little my.
And see, like that's how my hair looks for the most part when you comb it out, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
yeah, but when you add water to it and then you add your product, then it defines those curls.
It's amazing. Amazing. When I product that you told me to put on my hair, and we'll definitely get into that. I was in shock. I had to go back and I had to watch some videos. I'm like, did I do this right? Is this really my hair? Because I'm used to it only looking like that if you put a chemical in it to change it.
Mm-hmm.
So to have it look that way just was
Yeah. People will ask me and my clients, like, okay, what size rod does she use? Like, it's no manipulation whatsoever. It is the curl. It is the curl.
V curl for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to see. I thought that, as a matter of fact, I know you do. You have a picture. No, is it in here of? I'll take it down from off the screen a little bit of Dr. Funky's stuff. You have some products in here.
Uncle
Pictures of-
Funky's.
Yeah, you and the other one, but they're further down in here just so I can show them what those products look like. Those magic products. Good gosh.
You know, and I should have bought them out. I have them here at the house.
And so do I. And after I sat down and we got started, I'm like, oh, I should have brought them out from here. But
I need my assistant. I don't have anybody.
There you go. Just ring a bell or something.
Uh-huh.
Wish
Oh my
dog-
gosh, you're going way back. Woo.
Telling you, when I go through,
There it is.
I went all the way to the end. I went all the way. I really do stock. So this is Uncle Funky's daughter.
Yep.
So how many times did I have you repeat that to me? I was like, what?
It's okay because everybody comes up with their own, you know, some people say like Mr. Funky's, or some people say Uncle Junkie, you know.
Sally said, tell us about your Inner Sense products.
Oh, the Inner Sense products, that's a wonderful line. It is a sulfate-free, paraben-free. They are a grade B sustainable company. So very clean product. One of my favorite products I love to use is I Create Hold. I like to use it after on top of the Curly Magic. I like to not really cocktail it, but to overlay it. And there's like my showing like all different products. Yeah, there's Inner Sense. The hydrating cream hair bath and the hydrating cream conditioner, the wonderful shampoo, moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. Again, the Hold is another hydrating gel or humectant gel. So humectant gels work the best on like tight curls and curly hair in general because they they attract water and they keep water in your hair. So that's the main thing. And like we're going back to what we discussed, like if I have someone that brings in like say a Caucasian mother and her daughter she had a foster child and they have like a really, really tight curl hair, an African-American child. A lot of times they're not getting enough water. And what we have to understand is this is another thing that we've been taught, that we don't have to shampoo as often. And actually shampooing, that is the actual hydration period because you have to bring water to your hair.
That is definitely a misconception that we're maybe not an everyday type thing.
No, not every day. No one has the time to do that. You know, it's a lot.
Yeah. Now
I used to shampoo my hair every 2 days. Now I've stretched it out to every 3 or 4 days.
When my hair, when I was rocking just the low afro and whatnot, then every day it didn't matter because I didn't have to do anything but take the towel and do this. But now I have to do something. Oh, no, ma'am. Not happening. It'll be less and less. When you said the oils, that's what you were talking about when you first started that I wanted to get back to, because it's a huge misconception out here I'd like for you to touch on. And you said a lot of times they've used a lot of oil, butters, or different stuff like that on their hair. And you can tell that because the oil seals, it's supposed to seal in the moisture, but a lot of times they put it on and it seals out the moisture. Is that what happens?
Right, because what's happening is that it just sits on top of the hair. When you take a glass of water or a cup of water and you put oil in it, cooking oil or anything, what does it do? It goes right up to the top.
Yeah.
So the same thing that's happening, it's causing that hair to become hydrophobic, meaning that it can't accept any water. So, but people like to use the oils, creams, and the butters to get the moisture back in the hair, and it's a temporary fix. The hair feels nice and soft and shiny. You know, that's another thing we are crazy about, shine. We want our hair to shine. That's a whole other like subject we'll tap into. But those oils and butters are just, over time, they start to kind of form like a cocoon around the hair strand, and that prevents water from getting in the hair.
Which then,
and so the hair becomes drier because there's no water that can get into it. So it's a double-edged sword. You're using this product where it says, like, the companies, you know, they listen to what the consumers are saying. So they're like, oh, okay, well, they want this, they want shine, they want moisture. So we're gonna come out with this product and, you know, use this on your hair, and you'll have like instantly, you know, moisturized, you know, hair, you know, soft feeling. But then I always ask people, like, okay, were you using this product? Then you're still complaining about dryness.
right.
It's just simple: shampoo, condition, and stylers. But a lot of people like to gravitate towards the moisturizers because they don't want to feel that crunch in the hair that the gels give. But the gels are an important styler because that is to give support and hold to your curl. That gives you your definition. It's not going to be there forever. It's not going to like I styled my hair. I did my wash and go on, was it yesterday or Monday? But, you know, it was like really like crunchy. But, you know, today, you know, I've like this, I worked out, I, you know, slept on a silk pillow, you know, and now the curls are like fine, but it's like lifted up a little bit. So the cast has been broken because I broke it, you know, sleeping and doing all the things. And then plus I moved my hands through it too. But those curls are there. So that's because I use the gel. I create hold.
Well,
And I think I put a little bit of Uncle Funky's in too, you know, so.
I think because we go and we use a lot of cheap products. When I say
Mhm.
we, I mean as an individual consumer. Okay.
Mhm.
Step back to that, not as a stylist, as a consumer. We use a lot of cheap products, and so we get that clear, cheap ass gel.
Mhm.
It gets crunchy, it gets white, and all of that. And who wants that? You think it's good at first, and then it dries, and then you're like with a whole mess in your head. And so, no, you don't want to. You're just like with the, oh, it's nappy, oh, it's kinky, oh, it's bad hair. You're then in your mind are triggered to, you're going to put all that gel in there. Oh no, it's going to look like this in the end because you haven't been trained on the right product. You know, the right medium, but not the right product within that medium to use.
Correct.
So
Yeah, and then those cheap gels or cheap products, they are not doing their best for your hair. So they also can cause your hair to be hydrophobic too, or they can completely damage your hair, dry it out.
because if alcohol is at the beginning of the ingredients of anything that you're using on your hair, that means
Right.
it's mostly alcohol, correct?
Some alcohols are bad, some are good. It all depends on how they're hydrolyzed, how a product has been hydrolyzed, how the cosmetic chemist, you know, develops it.
Listen to their guy. So again, this isn't someone who's just standing behind, not to say that something's wrong with it, but I'm just going, she said what she said and she is moaning. She ain't just standing behind a chair, cutting and throwing, slapping gel on your head and all that. Okay. No, sir. Education behind it. And I love that. Anyone that knows me knows that I love reading ingredients. I love knowing what's in the products that I use, and then what allows them to do this and to do that. And if you take this out, oh, that's going to happen. If you add this to it, up, that's going to happen. Knowing those things, that comes with product knowledge. And so that's a good thing, guys. That's a good thing. That's somebody who you're going to be able to go to and really talk to and tell them what your vision is and what your
Mhm.
hair ain't. And then they can work within that medium. So if they can't do that with the products that they have and they don't know what the product does, you might want to excuse yourself from the chair. I said what I said. Okay, you're not blaming on Martha. I said it. Tell them Moni said it. That's a fact. I
Yeah.
don't think she disagree. However, you can say I said it. And again, that address is running across the bottom of the screen, guys. She is like an actual stylist. This isn't someone who just wrote a book about it. Also, let me say that. So, if you do have interest or you do have questions, I want you to reach out to her. If you're looking for that new stylist, you like, damn, they've been jacking my curly hair up, and this is not a strictly African American thing. It's not a black girl thing. Uh, our Caucasians used to come in beauty school, especially my redheads. I don't know why, my redheads with the curly hair. And what they would do, because that's actually one of the questions here. Let me go back over right quick. It's something like one of the questions.
Mm. Can I just put a relaxer on my hair for a minute or two to loosen up my curl pattern up just a little bit? Well, viewer, I don't know what your name is, but I've tried that. In my professional life, the relaxer works it's too fast for you to do it. It's just too fast because once that sodium hydroxide or guanidine hydroxide or calcium hydroxide comes in contact with that hair, it's going to do what it's meant to do. And Moni, you can like concur with me on this. It's a very high pH. It's a very caustic chemical. It's going to do what it's going to do, what it's meant to do, and that is to relax the hair. You have to
Right.
move very fast and be very quick with it. But even then, you're still going to have some discrepancies.
And
There's
what
going to be You can never ever get a perfect like curl pattern.
if you start in the back and in the front, that back is going to be a lot looser than the front. If you start in the
Yeah.
front, that's
Yep.
what she means because it's working.
It's
And
working, and you cannot manipulate that hair at all. You have to put it on,
and don't touch it.
take it off. Look at if you're a stylist. I don't know if this viewer is a stylist, but you have to judge the curl pattern. But I used to texturize my hair, and during my wearing it curly because I wanted that elongation. It just shrunk too much. Now I know that shrinkage is the elasticity. My hair is very healthy, so it's going to do what it's going to do. What it's going to do. So I have accepted that. A lot of people want to like have that elongation, so they're stretching. So that still is a form of manipulating your hair.
Yeah,
And I will
absolutely.
tell you, because I texturize my hair, your curl is going to eventually look thinner. Your hair is going to look thinner because it's relaxer.
Yeah, and it's
Not sure if you want to hear that or accept it, but it is what it is.
so you can do what you do because you've probably grown.
Yeah,
However, the long term effects is what she's speaking on, and what you're not going to be digging too much. The long term
right.
effects.
There
So
you go.
yeah, and people need to think about that, and we don't with our hair a lot of time. We're like, we want the now. I want this look right here, right now. Nobody,
Hmm.
I don't think too many people. And I'm thinking of me back in the day when I used to go in the salon. Back when we had the Hype Hair magazine. Remember they just had all the magazines right there, and you look at you like, I want this style today.
Hmm.
Don't say I want this style today. However, I want my hair to be fruitful and be full tomorrow or next month, whatever. I was getting that creamy crack on my hair every week when I worked in the salon.
Hmm.
Every major, all in the
Yeah.
back and around the perimeter. You know why we don't have edges? We know why we don't have edges because we burnt.
We don't have edges because of that, and then also Miss Hanley, someone combing and brushing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've had clients that sat in your chair and they are missing their hairline
Mhm.
because their hair was like pulled so tight, with braids, ponytails, because we had to get our hair straight. Our moms, our grandmothers, and aunties, we had to get that hair had to be straight
And we didn't
by
have
any means necessary.
the edge product back then. The edge product was I'm just gonna pull this to your eyes, go back like that, and your head hurts, and you get the white bumps all around there. That
Yep.
was edge control.
That's definitely your follicle. When you see that, the little white bumps, that's your follicle.
It's over. You done pulled that. I done snatched the follicles out your head. Yes, ma'am, Ma. You did. You did. Mom.
Yes, you did.
Follicles out my head. Many a times you paid the neighbor to snatch the follicles out my head. Yes, you did. Lynn, I need to be tagging you on Facebook because she's still alive. You snatched my follicles when I was a child. Okay, so now the FDA. You want to talk about the FDA banning relaxers, and I didn't know they also did keratin blowouts. I did not know.
Well, there's talks about it. Haven't done it yet. There's talks about it.
Okay.
There's a couple of they're saying that there might be a link between relaxers and uterine cancer. Now, I have talked to some clients, and they said that since they stopped relaxing their hair, they noticed that their fibroids have shrunken. So I don't know, too much about that, but I'm seeing it on TV, and it was something that was being talked about 2 years ago, but it was yeah, I don't think so. But now when they're the FDA is talking about it, what's the congresswoman who is she has alopecia, so she's completely bald. So she is definitely really trying to move that, towards, banning relaxers. But the relaxers, I mean, yes, I think that it can get into the bloodstream. I didn't think that it could, but over time, hearing different elements that some clients have had, and now, they don't have those problems since they've been natural, there could be. The Brazilian blowouts, because that's a formaldehyde base, that always, and even though I did do some of them, but I always wore a mask and I wore the protective glasses because those fumes were you had to question, what am I doing to my body, and it's even now. What's that?
A lot of the products that we use as far as in cosmetology, you have to question yourself of what they're doing to your own body, let alone the person you put it on, that we have to wear gloves, and we have, look, with the relaxer and hair color, how many times has bleach eaten through your fingers? I know for me, without wearing gloves, absolutely has eaten until your fingers are white and everything. But with relaxers, as a little girl, I can remember the burns and everything. It's going, this is nothing but skin under here, and rub your scalp or scratch your scalp before you get a relaxer. You're going to burn right there. And see it going through, and getting into the bloodstream or getting into whatever, or causing hysteria. That's me saying that, not them, of some type, because it's seeping through. It's going through your, and if it goes through enough to burn it, and I'm sure every little girl back in the day has been burnt by a relaxer.
Oh yeah, I have been too.
And we'll sit there and push it. We'll push it. No, I'm not ready yet. And we're on fire. Our heads are on fire.
Yeah.
So you're breaking down level
because
right doing that.
Another fallacy, because we thought that it wasn't done yet. If it was burning, then it's not done yet. It's supposed to be. And oh my gosh, you imagine all the scalps, I never, once people would tell me oh, it's burning. I'm taking it off.
Ask for an itch.
Yeah. It itches first and then it starts to burn.
And then
I remember in beauty school, I had shampooed my hair before I went to school. I went in the evening, and I had it all styled, and I knew I needed to touch up, but again, I stretched it. So, and my friend and I, we were just okay, what are we going to do? We, after working on mannequins, and stuff, I said, hey, I need a touch up. Can you do my hair? She said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Moni, she put that relaxer on. I immediately was on fire. And base my scalp, and we just put it on. We didn't. No. And she said, "Oh, I said, you gotta take it off." She said, "Oh, let me put it on the back for just a little bit, just to loosen up the curl." Viewer who was asking me about texturizing, I said, "No, You got to take this. I'm on fire. You got to take this off.
Mhm.
I had burns, scabs that like lasted for like at least 2 weeks.
And we'll go through it. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll pick them out later. But you think that's breaking down several layers of the skin right there. Your protective layers that are supposed to keep you protected from bad things. You're breaking them down right there.
Mm-hmm.
And putting it in, you know. So yeah, I remember with that, and when I was a licensed nail tech too, they talked about the products and everything. You put them on your nails and blah blah blah, and this, that, and the other. And the blah 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 does not mean I'm dismissing it. I'm saying it's just another chemical that we use for beauty, for us to be vain, that we go and put on our bodies and don't care about what it's going to do to us. That's what I'm saying when I say another one in the list of many things. Formaldehyde. With you saying that with again, formaldehyde.
Yeah.
People know what formaldehyde is. If you don't know what formaldehyde is, let me say that because I'm assuming, because I'm sure there's some people who don't know. WUBI Ubiquity listeners, thank you for hanging there with us. Oh, good conversation. I hope that you're getting it for our ladies, and not just our ladies, our men with curly texture hair. And more men have custody of their daughters now. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
To know this. Don't
And
let
men
it-
themselves.
Yeah, but don't
Men
don't-
themselves.
So, you know, but formaldehyde, guys, is what they use in embalming, correct? Is that what they use formaldehyde?
Yes, ma'am.
Embalming dead bodies. Let me finish that. So you understand what I'm
That's what they use.
saying. And it's highly dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. The fumes from it alone, you sit breathing in, like they have on the respirator mask type things when they're utilizing it. And when I mean, as far as your morticians and such who are actually embalming the bodies, they have types of protective wear. But now, Martha, now turning to you, you just told me that that's in the blowout stuff.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It is. Or it's another chemical that once heat is like added to it, then it produces that formaldehyde. It's meth something. But the danger of it all, in which, thank you, Sally, for putting that out there. The danger of it is, yes, it can, it does something with the, with our hormone, what do you call it?
The hormonal
Endocrine. Yeah, it does something with the hormones. It kind of reverses the hormone, that's going on in our body. So it changes the chemical, what's happening, so that's kind of scary, And when I was doing Brazilian blowouts, I was very leery about it because I first was introduced to Brazilian keratin treatment, and the endocrine system. Yes, I don't know if I was pronouncing that correctly. Thank you, Sally.
It's just a wealth of information, Sally is.
Yeah, she is definitely. But I noticed that my eyes started burning, and so the educator that came to town, she's from Brazil, and she said, "Yes, I noticed that a lot of you have said to me, what is the fumes in the air?" She said, "That's why you must wear goggles. You must wear goggles when you're using this product." But with anything that was new like that, when that just came out in the forefront, that was in 2008 or something like that, 2009. That was really hitting the salons, really hard. Everybody was doing it. And this is a new thing. You don't have to use a relaxer. But you're using the passes of the iron, and you're one to anywhere from 5 to 10, sometimes 15 passes. And they're saying to, keep those flat irons at 450 degrees, and then after a while I was like, okay, I'm not doing that on everybody's hair because not everybody can use no one, some people don't need that. That's just way too much heat. So I use my own personal, professional discretion, but I was honestly concerned about the fumes, but I would mask up and I would wear the glasses. And I always thought that would kind of intimidate people, but they were okay with it, but I made sure that they wore it too.
I was going to ask, what does the client wear? Does the client wear?
They would wear it too. They would wear it too because they would feel it. but I knew stylists that were doing like 4 of them a day, 5 days a week because the money hungry. But after a while, I like, I'm not really sure if this is the route I would like to go through, and having now, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I wondered, when I got diagnosed, I'm like, you start to think about the things that you've done in the past. It's like, was it that? Oh, it can't be. Was it, could it be that? Maybe because, my cancer is estrogen based, cancer, even though they found it early, but I had to question it.
Well, because you don't want to continue down aggravating. And
Exactly.
Exactly. So you do want to go back and try and pinpoint, well, what the heck was I doing, or where did this come? Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Our vanity definitely takes us to a whole nother level with a lot of things that we do. Formaldehyde treatments. That's just what I'm going to say. Formaldehyde treatments. Good God Almighty. They feel good. They feel good though. So, wow. Okay. And now, your take on it. Do you think that? How long do you think they knew in the very beginning when creating these products? And more so, let's talk about the relaxer than the keratin, because the relaxer is the one that's actually going through with the class actions and all that right now. We see those commercials. Do you think in the beginning the risk involved?
Say that again.
Do you think in the beginning the creators of the relaxers knew the risk involved to the users?
I think they did, but I think it was probably explained to them that it's minimum effect, and then they were okay with it. They were okay with it until maybe as time went on, and then they started maybe experiencing some, because some people were going in the hospital because it was affecting their lungs. I don't know if you ever read that, but I think it's somewhere I read it, Modern Salon or American Salon, one of our top publications. They were talking about that. So that really scared me too. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing a whole lot of them.
No, I mean, if you have like COPD or some unpronounced breathing
Mm-hmm.
issue that hits you, I mean, you aren't thinking about, I'm going to go and be subjected to formaldehyde. You aren't thinking about that to go get your hair done. That's not a question to ask Martha in that consultation. Will we be using formaldehyde today?
Exactly. Exactly. So, yes, you are. There'll be a minimum amount of,
which is below the EPA's, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. Nobody's going to ask that. Well, now they will. Now they will, hopefully. Hopefully they will now, because it's important. It's a chemical that you're putting on your body. If you're putting it on your body, you're putting it in your body. Let's just keep it 100. If you're putting it on this organism, the largest one you have.
It's getting in your body.
Exactly.
Getting in there.
Put it more than once or whatever, it's definitely getting in. Okay. So now, and yes, I'm glad that you put that in the chat over there. Your ebook, ma'am. Your ebook. Let's talk a little bit about that. Your ebook.
My cousin and I started a Zoom group, chat during the pandemic because we were all at home. But there were some people who still had to work from home, and they're like, women were just at loss. Like, what am I going to do about my hair? What can I do? It's like I'm at a loss. And some would come on and they would be in tears, So I was there as a professional. My cousin was a natural, and I was a professional to answer questions about what to do.
Well, let's put that up there. Called the NAP, and can be purchased.
The NAP ebook.
Oh, okay, the whole thing. Okay. Shut up! Look at that. The NAP ebook. All right, I like that. I like that. I love a good double entendre.
So we wrote that I think in 2020. So we'll have to do a revision of it too. Well, she and I've talked about that. Yeah, revise it a little bit.
Yeah, that was a
because things change all the time. There's always changes.
They're okay. I don't know. Oh, I think because of the amount of space, it keeps putting that opens with that.
Opens, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me take
Mm-hmm.
this right here. I want them to see that clearly. There we go. Now save it. Okay. So, all right. So it can be purchased up at naturally professional 2014 at gmail.com. And that's the at symbol, naturally professional 2014
Yes.
at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just put it on there so they don't have to type that in. But yeah.
Okay. Naturally
professional 2014 at Gmail. So I guess I should take that. We should take the asterisk out. Mm-hmm.
Because I just copied exactly how you send it. I don't want
I know. When you see it on the big screen, like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that.
It's all right. It's all right.
There we go. Thank you, Noni. Like magic.
I told you the magic happens back here. I told you that before the show. I am a whiz. So direct but I take orders though. So yeah, you can direct me some to get it right. So you guys them for you. Naturally professional 2014 at gmail.com. That's for you to order. Honey, get into it. Nap ebook. Baby, love that name. Oh, that is just all up in my corner right there. So, and guys, I'll be posting that on my page too, going down to my page. I'll get that posted up there for you so that you can also go. So listen to us and you can't stop and write it down. No problem. It's in the comments. And then I will go and make sure that it is over there on our page for you to be able to click into and see. You want to make it as easy as possible for you to go ahead and show some love and find out some more about your NAP ebook. Now, tell them again right quick what they can find inside the NAP ebook, the original, what do you call the first edition? Because
the first edition, it's basically a conversation between like the consumer and the hairstylist. So my cousin her part were the questions, well, what is it when my hair, like when it starts to like here, this is like one, when my hair like starts to draw up, after I've had it for like 7 days, it's like, why does it shrink so much? So, and then I answer like, well, because, the hair just starts to kind of constrict and water is like, it has evaporated from your hair. So it's time to shampoo.
Look at that.
I'm trying to think another question, like how important is water to be used when styling curly hair? So it's very important. So after you style your hair, after you shampoo and condition, don't towel blot. Just go right in with your product. Put my product in.
Dripping?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
So you get more elongation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, look, you got those little nuggets for free. Now, go on over there, head over there and get that NAP ebook. I cannot.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And then, Martha, did you say with your consultations, do you charge for your consultations?
I do. I charge per person $25. Okay. It's about a half hour. And then I do virtual consultations for $45. So, but as a giveaway today, for all the listeners, willing to give away some complimentary consultations. If you come see me.
What?
Yeah.
Guys, look.
And virtual. Depending on where everybody lives, because some people may be out of the city or out of the state, out of the country. So.
Yeah. Now, don't be shocked when Africa comes up, because we're big over in Africa, honey. So don't be like,
really?
Yes. We are. And so don't be shocked if that international one come up and tell me I like it virtually. We saw you on the show.
Yeah, all they have to, if they mention they saw me on the show, it's going down on the mic.
All right, guys, you heard it right there. I don't know what else I can say in towards that right there, but that is cream of the crop. So now I have one other question here that I'm going to select, and it is, how do I know what curl pattern I have? How do I know what curl pattern I have?
It can be determined by me, the curly specialist. I don't subscribe to the 4Cs or the 3A, that.
You don't.
So I just look at the curl, and I can tell from like if it's like a wavy. There are some curls that are like curly wavy. Then there's like your tight curl. Then you get into the coils, and then you get into the kinks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of how like the food pyramid was redone and now they flipped it over or whatever. You may need to do the curl pattern.
Yeah. Well, that was all started the generic alphabet, to describe the curl pattern. That was started by Oprah Winfrey's hairstylist, Andre. Her former hairstylist. He wrote it in like, I believe, 1997 or 98. I bought the book. I don't know where it is, but I remember when he used that category to describe straight, wavy, curly, and kinky. And at that time, he was promoting his product.
Right.
And he said, like, for like our hair, for tight curly hair, it needed to be relaxed.
What?
Yep, he did.
That was the solution.
Back then, they weren't wearing curls.
Well,
except for me.
Curl.
Mm-hmm.
I had a leisure curl.
You did?
Yes. It was not nice. Big curls. Big curls. It was cool. But guys, look, the bottom line is you need to go and take advantage of this consultation special that she's putting out here for you, the promo for that, because all these questions right here and that you're having, you need to go see the Curl Whisperer. I'm just letting you know. I am just letting you know she is so good at what she does. And I don't give compliments easily, and I'm not being paid to give the compliment. Not at all. If she's good, go see her. I'm telling you, this woman is really good. She's really good. I've given her a name, the Curl Whisperer. Come on. This is who you need to go and check out for that. And saw her on the show. So now, is there anything else that you want to get out to the people to let them know what's going on, what they can expect, any big things that you're doing, or?
What am I doing now? Nothing at the moment. Just been trying to talk to more people about it. Like I did, the big event is when I did for the CB Coalition of Blacks Against Breast Cancer. Sorry for that. My daughter's coming in from work. The Coalition of Blacks Against Cancer. That was a big event that I did a couple of weeks ago, where she was like showing the laptop, as I was like shampooing someone. So that was showing like the survivors, who have survived cancer and lost their hair in the process. And now they're having to deal with their natural curl, because a lot of them came in with relaxed hair and their hair was straight, but then through the treatment, they lost it. And so now after treatment, they have the curls and they just wanted to know what to do with it. So that's a big thing that I'm doing, and I have a couple of trainings coming up, and whatever comes my way, just I'm open to it. So.
And those people with that are the survivors and have gone through chemo, I've heard that a lot of times the hair comes back a different texture when it comes back.
Yeah, I was, because I had to go through chemo too. I lost my hair, and people were telling me that too. And I talked to a couple of stylists that were survivors, and they said like, yeah, it may come back. It's a little bit like kind of softer, like almost like kind of baby-like hair. Yeah. And I thought my hair was going to be straight. So, I'm like, okay, I'll just rock a Caesar cut, I'll just go on about my business. So, but what I would do is like, I would finger wave the sides, the front, and then as my hair started growing, then I wasn't able to, it wouldn't stay flat anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay, my curl's coming back. But some people say that I think my hair is about the same, but I do feel like the curl is a little bit looser, like right up through here on the top area. but for the most part, it's the same. But I have heard people who say like if they were straight before cancer and before their treatment, and then now all of a sudden they're curly. Same thing with curls, So I don't know. Something probably was affected in the endocrine system. Same thing what we were talking about with like how like certain chemicals can like mess with our hormones. Same thing with pregnancy. Like if you're, I've seen it where some women, their hair was curly and it's gotten straighter, it's gotten looser,
Well,
or
those
vice versa.
chemicals, the vitamins, and like you said, the hormones change. And you
Mhm.
literally said that about that it does something to our hormones, which just like with pregnancy, when those hormones change, and then what, the nails get stronger and the hair grows and all these different types of things like that.
Mhm.
So that was a very good description from earlier that fits right into that.
Mhm.
Really into that.
Yes.
So let me put this one up here for you. There we go. So now if you're wanting to book a consultation, this is where you go to right here. And I'm going to put that down in the comments also so that it goes out on all of the platforms really quickly. There we go.
Yeah, if they're interested in booking a virtual consultation because they have to prepay that. But however, like I said, if anybody who's on this podcast, I'm willing to give a complimentary consultation, virtual or in person. Just email me and then I can like go in my back end and just schedule that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me put that email up here also really quickly so they can see that I just put it in your comment section, everyone. So you can go and see that. And here is save that on our screen. The email is mistlyles123@gmail.com. I know that open there is right there next to it for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
That.
And then they can just say, hi, I'm so-and-so. Here's my email. Here's my phone number. And I can get them set up,
And mention on the show. Otherwise, you're just speaking. And she's going to say, okay, go ahead and put your card in there. And that'll confirm that. So you do mention about being on the show. We also want to make sure and say thank you to our platinum sponsor, that's Niche Audio Productions. They are located at 3111 North 31st Avenue in Phoenix. Look, you're talking all of your audio and your filming needs, okay? Like audio systems, baby. They're the ones who supply all your stores and chains, but they're open to the public. You go in there and lose your mind. You're just going to lose your mind. That's how I feel. And that's how I felt. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything from the alarms to the lights to just everything, sounds, everything down to the little screws, to the little strips, everything, the full kits put together, everything, anything you could think of. What I need to do, I'll go in there and do a video so you guys can see and believe me here. It's crazy.
Okay. Because what I'm looking for, Moni, is like a white, like a mini, like white backdrop that I can like it. Because in my studio, the new studio I have, I don't have as much wall space. So I'm looking to put something up like on my cabinet so that when I take pictures or shoot videos and I can have the client stand in front of it. So, and I have not been able to find that on Amazon. It's like everything they have is like too big. But I'm looking for something like a poster size.
Yeah. Okay.
Either that or white curtains. I'm going to have to get some white curtains.
That, or you get the material from like Walmart or whatever and put it in a frame with no glass and have it up there on your wall.
That's an idea.
I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out.
Or put it on the window. If I can mount it on the window, yeah.
Wherever it may be, you know what I mean? And then it's still art, so you don't have to take it down, and then you have the right dimensions that you want, and you know if it's straight and all of that. So
yeah,
it's an option.
Okay.
You can go to Goodwill.
Good idea.
Yeah, you know, make it your own and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have your name of your salon someplace so they know that's where that look came from, baby. The Curl Whisperer. Don't play with it.
The girl whisperer. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Tell somebody. Tell somebody. All right. Look, do you feel empowered today?
Yes, I do. I hope everyone here feels empowered and they walked away with some knowledge, or they are excited about embarking on their curl journey or finding someone that can help them with that.
Absolutely.
Me or anybody else.
Let's be very clear because closed mouths don't get fed. So what we're saying is definitely go on over here and check her out. Okay. The knowledge that she has, she actually uses when you get in her chair. Okay. So check her out any of these social medias that are scrolling down at the bottom in order to get to her. But that website, there it is right there, marvelousyoustyles.com. They can get to you through that for sure, for sure. But if you want to look at a few more pictures and everything, go ahead on over there to Instagram, check her out. Same thing, Marvelous You Styles. That's what she does, Marvelous You Styles. So the Curl Whisperer. I'm gonna see a logo coming out, I'm sure. The Curl Whisperer, little commercial thing. But I just think that that's fantastic. Look, somebody here, because one of the other questions was about being here in the desert, okay, with this natural hair and curls, because I know I went to cosmetology school here in Arizona, and but I worked in salon back, you know, Indiana from here and everything, and seeing back in the Midwest, where we got all the humidity and stuff, you get the hair straight, okay, being
Right.
One of the things that they made sure, they're like, no, you don't go all the way down to the scalp. Nope, you lose some of this new growth. You don't make it bone straight because we're here in the desert.
Correct.
It is correct. It is.
Yep.
It is structurally
And-
correct. It is foundationally correct. All those things. However,
Right.
I did turn around and I said, "Have you talked to Black women and let them know this? Have you?"
And Moni, you grew up in did you grow up in Gary, Indiana?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I grew up there too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Get out of
Lived in Chicago till I was 5 and moved to lived in Miller.
Oh, okay. So you out in Miller. You know what that means.
You went to the beach. You went to Lake Michigan. You went to the beach. You went to the dunes.
Not during the daytime. It's beautiful now. During the daytime, they've cleaned that area up. It's just incredible. The beach area now, it's really, really nice, and they utilize.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to make strides there. But yes, climate does have a large role in it. So yeah, Midwest and the South, East Coast, you're going to have a little bit more humidity. So that's moisture in the air that's coming in. So yeah, our hair is definitely going to drink that up. And when you feel like your hair kind of like expanding out, that's because it's searching for that. You know, it's like wanting all that moisture. Out here being dry. That's why it's imperative. That's why it's really imperative, necessary that you invest in some good products that are going to help aid with that hydration. You know, I always tell people, like, you want to have a good all-purpose shampoo that's going to get that first shampoo cleanse, you know, get your hair thoroughly cleansed. And then you want to use a moisturizing shampoo because that starts the steps of the conditioning. So it starts to soften your hair. And then you want to use a really good hydrating conditioner, you know, to, make the hair soft and supple. And by detangling, you know, that helps with easing that detangling brush through your hair. So
yeah, and I know
if you're color treated, like, you know, Moni and I, then, you know, you might want to you can go a step further and use a hair mask, something that's going to be left on for like about 10 or 15 minutes or so. You don't have to necessarily use too much heat because a lot of the products, especially the products that I retail in my studio, are very sophisticated, and all you have to do is just, you know, put it on, and whatever is going to penetrate through into the cortex is going to be It's going to go in. And whatever else the hair doesn't need, you just rinse it off. So,
And
but yeah, that's why it's really important to get the humectant gels. And anybody that, like I said, if you're interested, come in. We'll do a consultation, and I can tell you exactly what you need. What you need to do first. And kind of forecast. Like I get a little bit of your history, the past, where you are currently, and where you want to go, and how to get you there.
absolutely, absolutely. So, and I know I gave you the signal that we're getting ready to wrap it up, and then I start talking about some more stuff. Yeah, it's okay. But it has been a joy having you on here, and I could go on and on and on and on in reference to this topic because look, it's important. And let me give Sally her goodbye. Good night, Sally.
Good
Thank you.
night. Namaste.
I sincerely appreciate you and all that you do, Sally, all the time, all the time, all the time. And there it is. Take that one down. And look, it's important. And women like their hair; they want to keep it on their head.
Hmm.
And so many of the things that you have said, if they've missed it, look, you're a platinum guest, so it'll be re-aired. It's going to be re-aired plenty of times, and it's going to be pushed out to all of the platforms. By tomorrow, so you guys will be able to go back in and say, "What did she say? Let me take some notes. What did I need to get?" But even
Hmm.
that, you'll be able to write that address down and look at her social media, so you can go and request your consultation with
Hmm.
her. Find out the real deal. You don't have to hem hum or guess around. Go ahead and get your consultation directly with the lady herself, the curl whisperer,
Absolutely. Hmm.
because she's embodying the name now.
Hmm. Moni, thank you so much. I have enjoyed myself. I appreciate you having me here on this platform, and I just hope everyone got a lot out of it. So
Absolutely
I
right.
love sharing. Like it's sharing is power. It's like knowledge is power. So like
It is.
why keep it all inside of you?
That's not the people I deal with, but
No.
before I
Once you
leave,
learn, you do better.
oh, by all means, you should at least.
Hmm.
I want to
Yep.
make sure I get this played for you and for the rest of guys. I definitely we always go out on our other platinum sponsor, Get Bodied by Stephanie Hollis, and her words of encouragement and her words of hey, you know that you're doing the right thing when your focus is on that and not the money.
You do what you love, it's not work. You have to love what you do and do it for the right reasons versus doing it for the money. When you do it for the money, then the business doesn't last. When you do it because you love it, you pour your all into it. By default, you win, and then you'll never have to worry about it.
Definitely agree with her.
So, all right, Martha, thank you so much. I will talk to you later, and thank you for all your curl whispering magic that you have gone in my ears. Within a couple weeks, I'll be back to my faux locks, but just know that my hair has
Okay.
created. Thank you, Martha. You have a great night.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
All right, guys, look, I don't know how to make it more plainer for you. You got so many platinum nuggets tonight. Platinum nuggets, okay? Go back and rewatch. Contact her. If you're here in Phoenix, especially Phoenix, I'll say Arizona, especially our dry areas in Arizona. This atmosphere is so dry, honey. It will do a number on your hair. And you're not from here, which most of us are not. Most of us are not. You come here and your friend comes or whomever, and they've got curly texture hair or natural hair, and they want to know how to keep it on their head. So I remember somebody who was on Moni's show. Yes, Martha Howard. You can't remember that? You say the curl whisperer, just hit me in my inbox and I'll definitely get you to her because they're not here just to tell you the information. We want you to go and patronize these people because they have businesses and they do great business if they're on here and I'm showing them to you. So definitely go and make sure that you hit her up. You say you saw her on the show and you have further questions or you want that consultation or whatever it may be, or if you have a business and you think, oh, let's collaborate on something. Yes, I'm going to take even further because that's just what I do. Go and collaborate. Find something with that sister. If you're out there and you're making products, and you know what, Martha needs to have her own product. Give Martha her product then. Give her product for curls. She deserves it by all means. She's using everybody else's and pumping them create that product for my sister right there. And I'll be wearing some Martha Hold or something. I don't know, whatever you name it. She'll be back on the show to promote it with me. But guys, okay, outside of that, the weather. I just want to ask this question for anyone that has a dog. I know we switch, but it does relate to hair. Is your dog here in Phoenix? We're here in Phoenix now. Is your dog or your dogs shedding crazy? Because you know it gets hot. It is supposed to be colder. We don't get cold. It's supposed to be colder right now. So they're supposed to be like bulking up. And every time I guess it looks like we're going to cool down, then it heats back up to 3-digit weather. I have so much dog hair. It is freaking crazy. Every day I come down, I think I have a chia pet at the bottom of the steps. I'm like, what is it with all this hair? But I'm assuming that it is because of the fluctuation in the weather. I'm just curious if anybody else is going through that or notice. Am I the only one? Because it's driving me crazy. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with the weather, guys. I'm pretty sure. And again, we want to thank our sponsor, Niche Auto Audio Productions. You got something for your vehicle? You can, even for your home, I'm pretty sure some of that audio stuff can go in your home. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. It's audio, it's productions. I'm pretty sure it can. But you had a film you're looking to get made and a director for it. Go ahead over there. Talk to Kelly. Ask for Kelly. That's who you want. One of the best female directors out here internationally. Absolutely. That is her company. So they are providing quite a bit of needed items for the valley. The cars, all those ones that you see in the competitions with the big speakers and everything, they do all of that. Those guys come through there and they just eat it up, eat it up, eat it up. But if you have something simple, I was going to say if you want a cassette player, showing my age, if you want, a nice, what do you call the flip screen things and Bluetooth and all that type of, go ahead over there. Or you just lost a screw that popped out of your radio because your system's so loud and vibrating. Going over there to Niche Automotive at 3111 North 31st Avenue in Phoenix. Go ahead over there and tell them going on the mic, Ramoni sent you, and they will take care of you. Guys, look, it has been a fantastic night. Fantastico. And I really hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope that you learned a lot. That's the thing. Take something away with you, okay? Leave a little bit, but take something away with you. Go and check out my girl Martha over there at Marvelous You Styles, and make sure that you tell her that Moni sent you. Let me find the address up here on my screen again before I leave out of here. I want to throw it up there one more time. I had a lot that I'm looking through there. There we go. There it is right there. Marvelous You Salons at 3431 West Fry Road, Suite 217 in Chandler, Arizona, 85226 for those that are listening. So make sure you go check my girl out. And don't forget about that NAP ebook. I love that name so much, that NAP ebook, which can be purchased through email at naturallyprofessional2014@gmail.com. Look, hit the website is the best thing for her because she's got a lot going on and she's giving out a lot of information, okay? And you want those consultations and everything else. So guys, look, it's been a great evening. We have another amazing guest coming on next week. Once I roll this through, make sure you check that out and make sure you come on back. The books are open all the way through April, I think. So if you know someone who'd be great for the show, go ahead and let them know that they can book themselves on there. They can go to our Twitter page, our Facebook page, and click booking, or they can inbox me or text me and I'll send them a direct link. Look, again, it's been a great night. I appreciate everyone for coming out and hanging with us, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Can we stop the arguing? Can we take a moment where we can calm down? It's just so exhausting. Swinging in the wind, going round and round. I know that we won't say sorry. You beg and I plead, but my heart can't beat until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know close in every inch of you. Using my tongue to find your happy place. I know that we can't play naughty. You beg and I plead, and you pull my heartstrings until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations. I know that we won't say sorry until I feel the vibrations. I wanna give you vibrations, baby. Until I feel the vibration.